So hi, I'm Dan from the podcast Terrain Kickers podcast. We wanted to record a video on like hobby spaces and stuff. So I finally have a hobby space of my own. We bought a house 3 years ago, and I finally got like my own basement, my own man space. Before it was I had a corner of the living room, and I had these jewelry boxes that you see behind me, just storage of just miniatures in there. But now finally,
so I'll interrupt real briefly because I'll talk about this maybe not something I'll mention now. When I lived in a different apartment, you never saw my space. I used to paint in the closet.
In the closet? Oh, Lord.
And it wasn't a walk-in. I actually would just open the doors and sit in there.
To be fair, when I finally moved and I moved the desk out of the way, there were so many bits under there. Oh my God, it was a mountain. Like, oh my God, there was a space for you from 2013. No.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, I'll just go over the painted models first. So there's going to be most of my custodians are missing. I am the dude that has collected, I think I'm up to 600 plus custodians. Yeah. I'm definitely like 670. I think that was the last time I counted. So I have 670 custodians. So they're mostly missing because, so this is, they're organized. So here you have the armored company, if you will. And it's funny because Warhammer 40,000 does the rule of 3. So I'm only allowed to take 3 of the same model. So that's why you'll see multiples of 3. So for example, you have the 3 normal venerables. There should be 3 Galatis here. There's 1 in the tray because it's coming to an event. 3 Achilles, 3 Telemon, and then I have a little contingent of knights in the back. Everything is named, of course, because why not?
Yeah.
Yep.
We got nameplates on everything.
Everything is named, all 670 of them. And then this is what I like to call the elite cabinet. So these are your Aquilons, your Blade Champions. Again, there's 1 missing because then it's in the tray. And then I have 30 Heteron. And they're all because I don't magnetize. So you're going to have 30 Heteron with Paragon Blades and Shield. 30 Heterons with Solarite Fists and Shields. And then, because again, they're missing, there's, 10 and 10, I should have said. And then there's 10 Heteron with Meridian Blades that usually sit right here. But again, they're in the tray. And I'm building another 10 Heteron with Lightning Claws.
The Emperor in the back.
Oh yeah, that's the Emperor, yeah. Painted by my good friend Brett, because that was the only one I did not want to paint. All this is painted by me, by the way. That was the only one I did not want to paint, because it was a really nice print, and I didn't want to screw it up. Then I have about 30 bikes. This is the fast attack-ish. So I have 30 bikes. Of course, most of them are missing. And then down here, I have the tanks, the fast attack. So I have 3 Pallas and then 3 Caladius, 2 of which are, again, missing. But the turrets are magnetized. And then here, that's one case. And then, because I own pretty much entire shield companies, these are what I like to call the troops. So again, this would hold 15 spear custodians. Mm-hmm. Most of them are in the tray. 15 shield in the tray. 15 Alaris. They're not in the tray. And then here you have like the HQs and the, the Vexillas. Yeah. And then here you have 15 Sagittarum, 15 Venatari. Do I have 30 or 15 Wardens? I can't remember. I think it's 15 Wardens. And then more Shield Captains. Because again, I don't magnetize, so you might say, oh my God, he's got like 14 Shield Captains, because I have a version of every Shield Captain available. Yeah. And then
here, magnets, kids.
So yeah, pretty much. No, not at this level. I would kill. So then I have all these sisters. This is actually, so fun fact, I actually have some that are unpainted. This is like the first time ever. But these are 40 sisters. I have 60 somewhere that need to be painted. And then the tanks. And then these are just random knickknacks, D&D, dwarves, stuff that I've yet to paint.
Some of those, what? Are those like little zombie guys? What are those things?
Those are demon hosts. Yeah, so that's Eisenhorn. And then Eisenhorn, because he's loyalist. I'm going to get the loyalist. There's the finger.
Yeah.
He summons demon hosts.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, he's weird. Then, of course, the Custodian axe. Yeah. The literal Custodian axe in the back. And then this is the Mechanicum. So, pretty much the same thing. You got the heavy stuff on the top. Yeah. With HQs. Here you have the troops and stuff. I don't know who goes there.
Wherever they are, they're missing.
Empty spot there.
Is that like Scuria?
No, Scuria's up there. There's the 2 Magos. Who goes there?
Maybe no one yet.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, no one goes there.
Okay, well, that means you need another model.
Oh, you know why? I'll get here. Let me pull them from over here. Because that's for this jerk that I haven't painted yet. For this one,
okay,
that's supposed to be the Magos Dominus. That's why.
There you go.
I was like, I know there's someone supposed to be there. Then I have the demons. There'll be a lot missing because I have 70 bloodletters to paint that I don't want to, but I have to do it for the podcast.
He does.
So these are again the monsters, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know he's pretty cool. He's one of my favorites. He's 3D printed. He's super awesome. But so these like the beasts, the bloodthirsters. Over here you have the blood crushers, Scarbrand. I love that model too. That Forge World Demon Prince is such a cool freaking model. He was such a joy to paint too. Yeah, and then since before you pull up to the top, go to the bottom. Yeah.
The bottom.
So this is going to be for the rest of the bloodletters. So you'll notice that there's I don't even know how many are in there, but there should be 70 more that there should be painted. Which I'm just
plenty.
I don't want to. I got it for cheap, so move up, I guess. This is of course Battlefleet Gothic, of course all named white scars because. I'm insane. But yeah, you have essentially the battle barges, the strike cruisers. These are from, should say, by the way, the nameplates are from Versatile Terrain.
Yeah.
Anyone wants to shout them out because Versatile Terrain's awesome.
Yeah.
And the 3D, these are from Vanguard Miniatures, essentially.
Okay.
Very good company. This is an army I've never played. I painted and never played.
That's true. We don't play a lot of 40K, but it'd be nice to do something.
So what happened was when it came out with their new book, right? It didn't do what I wanted to do with these guys, but anyway, it's a cool army. I'm still keeping it because I painted it, but it's essentially like my Wraith army, and they were really fun to paint as well. I tried like experimenting with the blue on the base and stuff, but that was a fun army to paint. They look kind of creepy too with the black gloss, which is really fun. And then the Bane. This one I love them, love playing them. This goes to why Mechanicum is so broken. These Myrmidons are absolutely insane.
I've played against them, I can test to that.
And even if you mix them with like some of these robots, right? If you mix them with some of the Cybernetica, it doesn't work. And then because I have no space, the tanks are up here.
Yeah.
Because there's literally no space. I actually ran out of cabinets. Although now I have space there because I sold my Imperial Knights.
Yeah. All right.
And then I have...
We'll go through what we got left over here.
Yeah, my Titanicus, which not painted by me. And again, very few is not painted by me. This is one of those. It's painted by Brett. But of course, name plated as well. Ignore this. This used to be Knights, but now it's empty space. Yep. And then a hell of a lot of BattleTech.
Yeah, you do love BattleTech.
It's a great game. These are all metal miniatures, all casted to be the MechWarrior Online models, which in my opinion are better than the original. There comes the fight.
No, it's true.
But yeah, so you have the mediums, you have the heavies and the assaults in the top cabinet, and then you have literally the mediums and the lights all the way in the bottom.
Oh, those little boys. The big ones are the ones I care about.
Yeah, the big ones are the best.
You don't have any do you have any crab?
Oh yeah, King Crabs. He's behind. So there's
one. I missed him. Yeah, there he is. Look at him.
Yeah, he's such a good.
I love him.
He's such a cool model.
Yeah,
I hate the BattleTech model. I hate the BattleTech model. The MechWarrior Online model gives him so much justice. And then this was a quarantine project. Ironically, this was literally just I got like 1,000,000 Feast of Bones. I think that's what it's called, and I just went into ogres. And so there's a ton of... I forgot how disgusting that was. It's like a tongue. Anyway, so it's just all ogres all the time. And it's, this is... So here are your leaders, your monsters, your HQs. Here are the random Iron Guts, Lead Belchers, Mournfang. You have the special dude in the back. You have a butt ton of ogres. These are just Iron Guts, Gluttons, the whole 9 yards. This is also my first foray into contrast paints, I should point out. So this is exactly when contrast paints came out, and I was like, I'm never going to paint skin. And I was like, screw it. I mean, they still look kind of splotchy, don't get me wrong, but overall, not too bad on a table. Yeah. And then... 120. Well, I'll go to the back. So those are lead belts in the back, and then 120 Noblars that I painted.
When I had ogres, I had Noblars, and I don't know if I ever painted a single one.
No, 180. I'm sorry, 180.
Oh,
never again. Never again. And then I bought Conquest. And then, really quick, I guess that's it. I mean, this is the table that we play on.
Yeah, that's right.
You'll see the wooden board here. That's actually not the end of the table. That's just to cut off the 4x4.
Yes, we can do a 4x4 and put some stuff up.
And then literally there's a 6x4 under here, essentially. Yep. Some Joy toy underneath, which is hilarious. But I also keep the mats there. Ignore the Joy. That's more for my daughter and I to play with. And then this is where I keep the terrain. Sorry for the mess, but that's where most of the terrain settles and everything. And then the painting desk, because no one likes to clean their painting desk before it gets recorded, because that's just not true, ever. So that is
mine's my computer desk, so in the front of all my stuff, that's where it all is.
So I'm trying to convert this into. So people call me stupid, but listen. So this is the Quinjet from Marvel.
Yes.
And it's massive. I did not realize the size of this thing.
Oh yeah.
And I checked it because I checked measurements of Orion. If you stick this guy on a flight base, that is the size of a Custodian Orion, literally. So and the Custodian fits in the back. Sadly, this doesn't open. I wish I'd opened it. The Custodian fits right there in the back. So I might actually use this as a Custodian Orion if anyone lets me. Or if not, it's a really cool terrain piece.
Yeah.
It looks Custodian. You take these off because they're magnetized. It looks Custodian, or at least it looks Imperial to the point where it's scary. But yeah, no. That's my hobby space.
All right.